Lee, a point gained or 2 points lost?
2 points lost for me. When you start as well as we did today, I thought we looked unbelievable. Total cruise control. Felt that at half time all we had to do was just control the second half. We've had a goal disallowed at half time, which I thought was very, very harsh. I need to look at it again because I didn't see a foul in there, but the referee has. And then things happen, and I just said to the boys, don't get involved with them. They want to go and press you in our half and keep us in there. And I thought we were miles and miles and miles off our second half performance, nowhere near good enough. And then out of nowhere, come alive when 10 minutes to go. And again, thought it was outstanding, and then could have gone and won it. But we can't have games where we pick and choose when we want to play football matches. You have to play for 90 minutes, and today we played for 50, 60, if that, in bit parts of this game, and disappointing, frustrating, but maybe a point game. We'll see when the season goes on. So, but we need to be better than that.
So the game really couldn't have started any better. A minute or two gone. We're a goal up. All the momentum's with us. Yeah,
and I thought we looked very good. I thought we looked sharp. We moved the ball really well and limited them to long range efforts. I don't believe the keeper's been tested at all today, and that's the frustration. They have one shot on target and the other one's a cross that's gone straight in, and that's the frustration of today's game. And we started brilliantly, and as I felt very comfortable. We kept moving it. I felt there was more goals in us, and I felt if we could have controlled the game and just kept putting it in behind them. Kingsley was a nuisance, and he goes and gets a silly booking, and that's the reason why we've had to take him off. And I think the game's changed from there.
So second half, the disappointment of not going in at 2-0 was it could well have been game over. We just stopped playing. The whole thing just completely changed. What happened?
I totally agree. I just felt we got into little niggly, silly arguments with the opposition that we didn't need to get into. From what I'm hearing from the pitch side, it's silly arguments. We don't need to be there. We need to remain professional. I don't think anyone controlled the game from the midfield. I felt Sambu come alive with about 10 to go, but he needed to do a bit more, I felt, today. And Tommy and Joseph, I thought we missed Kieran Forbes' experience in there, just to get on the ball and take a bit of time out. And, we didn't really do that. And I felt that's where we lost the battle. They put the lad in the midfield with the ponytail and went a little bit stronger. And I just felt that we lost that battle in there. And we just didn't get on the ball, and that was a frustration. And it's not like we can't do it, because you've seen with 10 minutes to go, we've totally, dominated again, got Andron on the ball and looked lively. But we have to be better. We have to control the game better, and you're going to be under a little bit of pressure. The frustration for me was, that cross could end up anywhere, and we're still 1-0 up, and maybe reorganise and go again. But these things happen. It's two freakish goals kind of thing, and the pleasing thing, as I've just said to the boys there, we showed good character to come back, and that's a pleasing thing. We didn't fold.
So we're out of the bottom three tonight, which is great. That's the first time in a very long time, and we're back here again on Boxing Day against the struggling Harrow Borough side. It's one of those 6-pointers, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And the one thing I hear about Harrow Borough, they've got very good players in their side. I played them last year. I thought they were very, very good. It's obviously not happening for them at the moment, but it hasn't happened for us today. So I just said to the boys in there, the importance of that game is massive. It's not a make or break because there's so long to go in the season, but I want to be up the league. I want to be climbing it. The one positive is we have climbed it, but when I look at the league at half time, we're 16th, and we're back down to sort of 17th, 18th, and we can do better than that today, and that's my frustration. And I've told the boys I need to come in Boxing Day buzzing to go, and I need to see a quick reaction, because I won't put up with that for much longer.
So the boys, as say, back on Boxing Day. So at the highest level of football, players maybe train for a couple of hours Christmas Day morning, then they maybe go see their families, or if they've got an away game, they're away for the night. How do you get players at this level, when everybody overindulges on Christmas Day, to try and not do that ahead of a game on Boxing Day?
I think you've just got to ask your players to look after themselves and trust them at the end of the day. And if they want to be footballers, and the one thing we've got here is players that want to progress in the game, which is always what I've always had. I think it's the best route to go. And if they want to do that and they want to kick on and move up the leagues, and they've got to look after themselves Christmas Day, because as I said to you there, if they play and perform like they did today, they won't be in the side. So they have to come in and perform every game, and that's the most important thing. But as I say, they've got to look after themselves, and hopefully they will, and hopefully they'll come in and see a reaction. I'm disappointed at the moment, but the one thing I've got to remember, we show glimpses of very, very good football. that's a brand new team out there as well. We have to remember, it's the first time they've played together because we've had changes from the Merthyr game. So there was signs of a really, really good side, and I felt there was signs of a really, really average side at a point. So, we've got to make sure we turn the good performances in, week out, and if we do that, I'm sure that we'll be absolutely fine.
So we've had some questions come in as well from some of the fans. It's all good. We've got a very good youth setup here, lots of youth teams. How do you see the first team and you as first team manager working with the youth section here at Hendon to start getting people through?
Yeah, I mean, I've always said that. I think, when you come into a football club, wherever it is, I think you have to bring it as one club. I think you have to work from top to bottom and bottom to top, and, you have to introduce the youth team as quickly as we can. I need to go and have a look myself, and John's a fantastic guy who's in charge of our youth system, and he knows at any point if he wants to send someone in to train, he's more than welcome. We'll have a look at them. I've not got any fear in playing any youth, and if we've got one or two there that are gems and they come in the first team, that'd be great. It's going to be over a long period, and what I don't want to do is bring them into this relegation fight that we're in at the moment. Ideally I want to get a safe mid-table and then introduce some youth boys and let them show them what we can do and excite us, and hopefully that's the way forward.
So a lot has been made, of course, about the number of players that you brought in, and today the starting 11 was entirely yours. There were none of the starting 11 today was under Jimmy Gray. So have you now got to a point, we think there might be a player possibly coming in January. Do you think you're almost now at a point that this is the team? Though you've got a problem in goal still, I think, haven't you? Yeah,
I mean, listen, I'd like to. He's not had one of his better games today, Riyadh, but I'd like to extend that if we can. But that's Barnett's decision at the end of it. I think he's been exceptional for us, and he's not had nothing to do today, and that's the frustration. So whether there's a little bit of a concentration lack because he hasn't been busy, you see him at Merthyr was outstanding. But I'm very, very happy with the squad. As I say, I'm not looking to bring anyone else in now. Very, very harsh on Luke not to play today because he played in the Merthyr game, but I just felt the balance of having two proper fullbacks was important, and I think you've seen with LP today he's very, very solid, and hopefully bring one more in and I'm done. The one thing for me that stood out today, I just felt that we lacked a little bit of quality in midfield. So if Forbes is not fit, maybe I need to look at bringing a likes of someone like Sam Corcoran in because of how good Sam was on the football, or players that I know that can do that job. But as I say, I'm happy. I think we've got a good group of players in there, and it's going to take a few weeks to gel. We know that. I think today you've seen glimpses of real quality, real excitement, but again, we had little lapses as well.
So you mentioned Sam Corcoran, who's seemingly just disappeared. Yeah,
I mean, I'm in contact with Sam. He's very busy work-wise, but it's a conversation that we've both said that we'll have in the new year. I felt that today, in certain games, you need a ball player. There's other games where you need real grafters, and I just felt today, if we could have just had a little bit more control in the midfield, I think we'd have gone on and won the game, and we never quite had that. Take nothing away from our boys as well. They've worked tirelessly again today, but it just didn't quite happen on the ball, and I felt that's where we lost that little bit of quality today. But other days, if you've seen at AFC Dunstable, Merthyr, they've been very good on the ball, so it might just be an off day. Let's give Hartley some credit as well. They come here and done a really good job second half. They got in our faces, and I just felt that we got into silly little arguments and lost our head a little bit that we didn't need to do. But maybe, we maybe need to look for a footballer if we can.
So you've been here, less than 2 months. So you kind of look at what you had when you started, where you are now. Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm very pleased. I don't like losing football matches. I don't like drawing football. I can take drawing football matches when you play well, but I just felt today that was a game there to be won. But I've really enjoyed it. I love the football club. It's been really good. I look forward to coming in, which is always a bonus. I feel that we've got a very, very good side here. When it clicks, I think we'll be very, very good. But we need that to click quite quickly. And hopefully, the supporters are liking the way we play. They like the flair that we've got in the side. But as I say, we just need that to gel. And so far, it's been good. I said to you last week, I'll say it again, there's going to be ups and downs. The massive bonus for me today, when we went 2-1 down, I felt we lost our way, but we pulled ourselves back, and that's a sign of a good group of players. And they've done that today. And, hopefully we can continue. Hopefully we can keep exciting. Hopefully we can keep winning football matches.
We've enjoyed it so far. Good. Enjoyed the ride. Merry Christmas.
Good. And to you and to all the supporters, thank you. Cheers.